my second take because I accidentally deleted my other video that I was going to upload of this same exact topic. But, we're good. We're fine. I got my score predictions for each game this week, NFL Week 15. I think it's going to be a great game. A great set of games for the NFL, and I think you should definitely tune in this week because it will be a nice addition to your schedule that if you have free time. I have the Raiders winning, kind of a statement win over the Browns. I just don't think Nick Mullins is going to be able to really lead that Browns offense to anything, but I think Nick Chubb will. And I could see the Browns kind of winning if they give the ball to Nick Chubb enough, but you can't really rely on your offense to do that every week. So I think the Raiders find a way to shut down Chubb and that Browns offense and getting a pretty nice win against the Cleveland Browns. And I got Derek Carr having a monster game, and probably one of the best of his career against the Browns. I just don't think the Browns are capable of putting out a win here, but I guess you can take it as you please. And yeah, the Colts versus the Patriots. The Colts have had kind of a bit of a run this season, but I think that's going to end versus New England, and New England's going to continue their run of a Super Bowl run, honestly, at this point. And I think New England is a great team, so I'm going to go New England 23 over the Colts. Well, Colts get 17, Patriots get 23. And I think Kendrick Bourne is going to have a great game. I think he'll get 12 targets and make work of that, which maybe gets him over 100 yards. So I think he's a great fantasy start this week. If you have Kendrick Bourne on your roster, which I'm sure he's not in your free agent market because he's a top 30 receiver right now on ESPN rankings for fantasy football. So, yeah. I mean, some of you aren't watching this for fantasy football, but I do fantasy football, so as someone who does it, I like to hear advice about players I should start in my leagues. The Titans versus the Steelers. This is an interesting game. I have the Titans getting a blowout win, 38-20, against the Steelers. I just don't think Big Ben really has it left in the tank anymore. So I think the Titans are going to take advantage of that and pull out a big win. And I think Ryan Tannehill is going to lead that team to victory. I think he's going to have a monster game. I like the little pictures of the guys in the corner. Well, all of them. I have those guys being the best guys of the week, but I like Ryan Tannehill. His receivers are going to go open. I think Julio Jones is also going to have a monster game. So, yeah, Titans win a statement win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Panthers and the Bills, this is supposedly going to be an interesting game, but I don't think they're going to be able to make anything of it. I got Bills 45 over the Panthers the Panthers get 17. Bills get 45. I think the Bills, this is just a big win in general that you should take advantage of and really put all of your Bills players in there, because I think Josh Allen, Diggs, Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox, even Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, I think that entire offense is going to have a great game. So if you can play those guys, I would. And if you have Panthers defense, I would consider sitting them, but if you don't really have anyone else, I would just stick to sitting them, because obviously my predictions can be wrong, like any other person that watches football and likes to do this type of stuff. So, yeah. Washington versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This is an interesting game because the Philadelphia Eagles really have a chance to win the division. It's not very high. It's probably really low. But, it's a chance. And I think they hold on to that. And they win against Washington in a defensive game. Washington 14 to the Eagles 20 points. Defensive game. I think the Eagles' offensive line is not going to do well, so it's going to force Hurts out of the pocket, and that's going to work for Washington for a while. But I think the Eagles will hold out and get a nice win against Washington. So, yeah. The Texans and the Jaguars. This is supposed to be an interesting game. I don't really think it is because it's two poverty franchises. And I got the Jaguars winning 24-10 over the Houston Texans because I just don't like the Houston Texans as a franchise. So, I think Trevor Lawrence, Marvin Jones, it's going to be a great connection in this game, and I think James Robinson is going to get back involved in that offense. Yeah, I got that being a good game to watch. Well, not a good game to watch, but I think that is my score prediction. Texans 10, Jaguars 24. Take it or leave it, whatever you would like to please to do with it, even if you are watching this video. Maybe it will help you in some way. The Cowboys and the Giants. This is supposed to be an interesting game because it has implications. If the Cowboys lose, that could open up the division for some other teams in there, like Washington or the Eagles. But I got the Cowboys holding on to that division lead, 33-20 over the Giants. Dak and CD having a monster game. CeeDee Lamb has been a good player this season in fantasy football, and I think it's going to continue that against the terrible Giants team. And the Cowboys get a statement win over the Giants, season sweep them even, and I just think Cowboys destroy them, and I think the Giants get some garbage time points. Cardinals-Lions, this is a blowout game, however you would want to take it. I just think the Cardinals are the best team, so I'm going to take them by a mile. Lions are not a good franchise, so I'm not taking them by really anything. And I got the Cardinals winning here. And I'm really hoping Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins have a good game. Actually, not DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore, because I got Rondale Moore and Kyler Murray getting started this week in my fantasy football playoffs in multiple leagues. So, really hoping for that connection to go off this week. And, I got Cardinals 42, Lions 24. Lions get some garbage time points there at the end, but overall, good performance by the Cardinals. Jets and Dolphins. This is an interesting game. I got the Jets 23, Dolphins 35. I think Will Fuller's going to have a good game. If he plays, I don't know. I don't really follow some of the teams and their injuries. And if Will Fuller doesn't play, I'm going to take Jalen Waddle to put up like 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. I think Tua's not going to have that best game, but I think his receivers are going to have statistically good games because I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot this game to win. I have the Bengals getting a nice win over the Denver Broncos, 28-25, and I think the Bengals are mentally prepared for this game. I think the Broncos aren't, and I think the Broncos could have won if they were more prepared for this game, but I got Bengals winning and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow having a nice connection this game. So, go Bengals, honestly. I've liked that franchise partially for a while, so, yeah. Go Bengals. The Falcons 49ers. This game, I want to give you some more in-depth stuff. The Falcons, I got them getting 23, some garbage time points. They have a terrible defense, and I think the 49ers are going to take advantage of some with George Kittle, and George Kittle having a monster game like Travis Kelce did. So, yeah, and Travis Kelce faced a way better team. So, yeah, I got 49ers winning. But the Cardinals, the final score being Falcons 23, 49ers 35, and a big win for the 49ers, maybe even locking in their playoff chances. The Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. I got Seattle 17, Rams 23, as you can see. But, I don't think either offense is going to be that dominant this game. So, I think it's going to be a defensive game, and I have Jalen Ramsey there because I think that is going to be the best play on the Rams this game. And I don't really have much to say about this game besides Seattle doesn't have that good of a defense, and the Rams have been playing out of their mind lately. I just think Stafford throws a pick six, and that kind of gives Seattle momentum, and that gives them 10 extra points later in the game. But I think it's going to be an overall pretty good game to watch. I think tune into that game if you can. Packers-Ravens. This is a weird game. I got the Packers 24-20 against the Baltimore Ravens. I think Devontae Adams is going to find his footing and really dominate this game with the Ravens without their top 2 corners for the entire season. And I think Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers are going to take advantage of. I think it's going to end up being a close game with Lamar and his offense keeping pace. But I just think, Packers going to win this one, pull out a nice victory, and keep that number 1 seed locked up. Saints-Buccaneers, this is one of the final matchups of the week. I got the Buccaneers getting a statement win, but the Saints getting 14 points. Final, I think it's going to be 14 for the Saints. Buccaneers get 31. I think Chris Godwin is going to be a crucial part of this game, mainly because he's a good player. And, I just think the Bucs take advantage of the good players, and they use them how they're supposed to be used. And, and Mike Evans is going to be shadowed by Marshawn Lattimore the entire game. So it's not like Chris Godwin is going to have the Saints' best corner on him or anything like that. Vikings-Bears, this is the final matchup of the week, Monday Night Football, prime time. I got Vikings 24, Bears 14. Vikings hold on in the fourth quarter with the lead and getting a statement win over the Bears and keeping the playoff hopes alive. Hopefully the Vikings pull out a win because I am a Vikings fan. I had Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, all of these guys having a good game, including Harrison Smith. So, should be a dominant game for the Vikings. And my weekly nuclear picks, this is something I added last minute. I got James Robinson having a good game because Urban Meyer is fired. So he should have a huge game because Urban Meyer benched James Robinson, even though James Robinson was doing good. So I think James Robinson has a good game. I think Nick Chubb has a great game against a terrible Raiders defense. So he should do amazing. And Nick Chubb is a great running back. So I just don't think the Browns will be able to pull out a win. But Deontay Johnson will also have a good game against the Titans defense because it's a bad secondary besides the safeties, and I think that means more targets for Deontay Johnson. Look for him to be in your lineups this week no matter what. He should be a great play this week. Chris Godwin, Marshawn Lattimore will shadow Evans the entire game, so Godwin should be the Bucs' main weapon, like I said a couple of minutes ago. And I think that's going to lead to a big game from Chris Godwin. I think it's going to, all these guys are going to have a great game this week. So, that is going to be the end of my video, but I hope you enjoyed.